Here are 7 reasons why right now is a great time to buy a house in Vancouver, Washington. I've been talking to a lot of people lately that want to buy and sell real estate, and honestly, there are 7 really great reasons why now is an awesome time to be a buyer in Vancouver, Washington, and I want to share them with you. So let's just jump right into it. All right, guys, reason number 1, it is a great time to be a buyer in Vancouver, Washington, is you're able to negotiate price. Real estate is all about what a willing seller is willing to sell for and what a willing buyer is willing to pay. You know, people talk about price per square foot and they look at other comps, and the market has changed very vastly. And honestly, it really is about the 2 meeting of the minds there, the buyer and the seller coming to an agreement. And right now there's a lot of negotiating space between those two. All right, so the second reason why it's great to be a buyer in Vancouver, Washington right now is because seller paid closing costs. It's been a while since we've seen it, but it's back again. Basically what that means is that you do not have to necessarily pay your closing costs at time of close, and sellers will pay that. Sometimes it's $10,000 to $15,000 depending on your price point, and that allows you to possibly put more money down on the property to get a lower interest rate. It also allows you money to say you want to buy new appliances or furniture, or maybe put money toward your kids' college fund. Seller paid closing costs are back, and it is fantastic. So the third reason why it is fantastic to be a buyer in Vancouver, Washington right now is seller paid 3-2-1 buy downs. People have a lot of questions about what those are. Basically, you're buying your interest rate down and the seller is paying for it, and they're buying it down for the next 3 years. And what this does is, instead of knocking a couple thousand, 10, 20,000 off the sales price, you might only see $50 to $100 to $200 in a lower payment. When you do the buy down, the 3-2-1 buy down, you might see $700, $900, over $1,000 difference in your monthly payment. And down the line in the next 3 years, at any point in time, you can refinance if the interest rates go down. All right, reason 4 that is fantastic to be a buyer in Vancouver, Washington right now has everything to do with the fact that you do not have to waive your inspections anymore. And what does that mean, Cass? Well, let me tell you. Inspections, I think, are one of the most critical things that you should do as a buyer, because if you're not a licensed inspector or you don't work in construction like 40 to 80 hours a week, are you going to know if you're going to have to put $40,000 towards a new foundation, or $25,000 towards a chimney rebuild, or $15,000 towards a new HVAC system? I mean, those are really expensive. And if you have the money to do that out of pocket and just say, whatever, that is really great. But I completely and utterly recommend paying the $600 for a peace of mind to have an inspector inspect the property. All right, reason number 5, it is great to be a buyer in Vancouver, Washington right now, is you have inspection negotiations and negotiated seller paid repairs. You had your inspection, and now you can use that and say you found out that the house needs a new roof, or maybe some of the electrical is not grounded, or heck, you need a $10,000 brand new sewer. You can use that report to negotiate with the sellers to do those repairs to either make the house more safe or just more move-in ready for you. All right, 6th reason why it's great to be a buyer in Vancouver, Washington right now is you are allowed to use and have the contingencies in your purchase and sale agreement. Basically, this protects you and your earnest money. Say something horrible was to happen and you or your partner lost their job in the middle of going through closing. The financing contingency will protect you and your earnest money and allow you to step away from the property if you can't get your financing together. Or say that you had your inspections and you did your inspection report and you're now negotiating with the sellers and you have a list of things that are basically non-negotiable. These need to be repaired and they don't want to do them all. Well, you can use the inspection negotiation contingency to back out of the contract, get your earnest money, and go on to the next property. And reason 7 why it is great to be a buyer in Vancouver, Washington right now is honestly, you have time to think. What was going on is a house would come on the market, you would have like one day and you had to make a decision. And according to a CNBC poll here back in August, that said 72% of people that purchased a home between late 2020 through 2021 regret the purchase that they made. I mean, I try, but the FOMO, the fear of missing out, was so huge for people that they were just throwing money, trying to find it any which way they could so that they could buy this home. And now that they've been living in the homes, they're realizing that, crap, this house is not working. It is absolutely not doing what I needed to do. And back before the pandemic, a house would need to meet, 95 to 100% of your criteria in order for someone to purchase it. Well, in the last year and a half, 2 years, a house would meet 60 to 75%, and people would throw over 100,000 over asking at it because they had to have it. So now is great to be a buyer because you actually have time to think and decide if this house is going to work for you or if it's not going to work for you. Well, there you have it. The 7 reasons why I believe right now is a great time to be a buyer in Vancouver, Washington. My name is Cassandra Marks, also known as Realtor Cas. If you want to reach out to me, if you've got any questions about real estate, farming, life in Vancouver, life in Portland, please let me know. I've lived in both places. I currently reside in Vancouver and I love it here. Take a look down below in the description. All my contact information is there. If you like the video, please, hit the like button. I really appreciate that. Otherwise, if you don't want to miss anything else, and I'd hate for you to do that because Vancouver is such a wonderful place, subscribe to my channel, hit the little bell. There's new videos every Tuesday. Again, thank you so much for tuning in. I really appreciate the time that you took to watch this video, and have a lovely day. I'll see you again soon. Bye.